Welcome to week 15 of your AP Calculus AB course. My name is Bethany Curie. This week you are going to be learning about concavity and optimization. This covers sections 4-4 and 4-5 from your textbook. And really it ties most of what we learned in chapter 4 so far together. It'll finally all come together and hopefully start to make some sense. Some reminders for this week. We do have our conference this Thursday, which is January 8th at 5 p.m. We will be discussing online tools and study materials, as well as some good habits for preparing for the AP exam. It is very important that your first discussion board post be completed prior to this conference. You'll notice that your discussion board has 2 deadlines this week. The first post is due Wednesday, which is January 7th, and then you will have to review posts from other people as is detailed online. The reviews are actually going to be a review of the resources that your peers post and should be at least 4 to 5 sentences, and that'll be due on the 10th. Your textbook homework for both 4-4 and 4-5 will be due on the 10th. Next week, you're going to be assigned your first practice AP exam, start to finish. You're not expected to get 100% on the exam. It will be graded based on completion, not accuracy. And then you do have an IMAX assignment due Sunday. And I would really strongly recommend that for every IMAX assignment that you be done with the textbook and discussion board and all the other activities for the week before you start IMAX, because IMAX is supposed to be AP review. All right, topics for this week include the second derivative test, which teaches us about concavity and inflection points, and also teaches us some helpful hints for finding minimum and maximum values. I do know some of you had a little bit of trouble on last week's assignment with some of those minimum and maximums, finding all of the possible ones. So the second derivative test will be helpful for teaching you another method for that. And then we'll be tying all that we've learned about the first and second derivative test together and learning how to use derivatives to completely sketch graphs. So really it'll be practice of 1-1 through 1-4, tying it all together into each problem. You'll also be looking at some applications with optimization, which uses the first and second derivative tests in real-world situations. You'll find that you have a lot of videos embedded this week. I embedded 6 videos for you, and there's even a few more that I would recommend. I included videos on concavity, intervals, inflection points, graphing using the derivatives, which is tying everything together, as well as 3 examples of optimization problems. You'll find that it is impossible for me to cover every single type of optimization problem that you could see on the AP test. There's just so many different scenarios in which you would be following the same basic steps. So I gave you a few common ones, but I would really strongly recommend that if you're having any trouble with it, that you go on to Khan Academy. They have lots of other videos on optimization. I think they've got something like 7 or 8 different examples just on optimization. And as you view each of these videos, you can actually view it straight on the website. And you'll notice off to the left-hand side when you're viewing these, it'll have related videos in a playlist to the left. And you can just go right down that playlist and it's going to give you lots of different examples. And that's true for any of the topics where we use Khan Academy videos. There's a whole playlist usually of related videos right there to the left. And I would really strongly recommend that if you're struggling with a specific topic, that you check out those other videos as well. Well, best of luck with this week's activities. As always, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me. And in case you don't have that website, that Khan Academy website is khanacademy.org. And from there, it's free. You do not have to pay any money to use it. And you can just search optimization, and they'll pull up a whole playlist for you of things that can be helpful. Well, have a blessed week.